This is one verse. The last verse I want you to be able to look at for tonight is in Surah Al-Baqarah, chapter number 2, verse 235. And again, it's a verse that we will bring up on the screen, but I always ask you to be able to look at the verse for yourself, inshallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. وَلَا جُنَاحَ عَلَيْكُمْ فِي مَا أَرَّضْتُمْ بِهِ مِنْ خِطْبَةِ النِّسَاءِ أَوْ أَكْنَنْتُمْ فِي أَنفُسِكُمْ عَلِمَ اللَّهُ أَنَّكُمْ سَتَذْكُرُونَهُنَّ وَلَكِنْ لَا تُوَاعِدُوهُنَّ سِرًّا إِلَّا أَن تَقُولُوا قَوْلًا مَعْرُوفًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reveals a verse. This is in Surah Al-Baqarah. Surah Al-Baqarah is the first chapter of the Qur'an to be revealed in the city of Medina al-Munawwara. Yeah? First chapter to be revealed in Medina, which tells us what? That this was a practice that needed to be addressed early on. Like as the Prophet's migrated and he's got a sort of civil authority, he's the head of a state, a city-state, a proto-state, and he's starting to put in rules that address the practices of misogyny. In year 1, this verse is revealed. Year 1 after Hijrah, this verse is revealed, which tells you that it's such a practice that's occurring in Medina, that it's also such a prevalent and underlying problem that it needs to be addressed early in Medina, not after 10 years in the city of Medina. Does that make sense? You can see that this is when we use tartib al-nuzuli. Yeah? And we'll use this a lot in our discussions, of course. So have a look at what this verse is saying. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. There's no blame on you if you decide to publicly announce that you want to marry a woman, or if you decide to keep the proposal to yourself. So Allah here says there's no problem in doing this. What does this mean? Quite simply, imagine you want to get married. Sometimes you might see a person that is a good prospect, someone who's attractive, spiritually, morally, so on. Now, in your mind, of course, you might participate with them in university or in school or in the community, whatever it may be. At times, you may want to be able to bring it to the attention of that person or of their family members. So you raise it publicly. But at other times, you're not quite sure yet. You know, you just start to see this person for the first time in the light of marriage. You can't immediately run to that person and go, I want to marry you. It doesn't work like that, does it? In your mind, it's there. Allah says He doesn't mind it staying within your mind, that you're still looking at this person through the lens of potential marriage. You know, you want to see how their behavior is, how they talk, and so on. And then Allah says, Allah knows your intentions to propose to them. Meaning what? That so long as you are looking at someone in the light of potential marriage, and it's pure-hearted in here, Allah knows that you're genuinely interested to marry them, it's okay that you haven't yet raised it publicly. You haven't told your mom and dad, you haven't raised it with your uncle or someone, you haven't spoken to her father or his father yet. Allah knows that you have genuine intention to propose to them. Khair, no problem. Now Allah makes a very important intervention here. Walakin, however, لا تواعدوهن سرا إلا أن تقولوا قولا معروفا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says. But do not make a secret arrangement with them. Rather speak to them in a decent, honorable way. What does this mean? It means that if you do end up talking to a potential partner for marriage, don't speak to them in offering them things in secret. Why? Because that's how exploitation occurs. As an example, the guy can say all sorts of promises. And of course, maybe, not using sexist language here, but the girl, for example, her heart will melt. And if there is too much secrecy and privacy that's going on, he can potentially exploit the situation. As I said, it's a sensitive topic, and I'm not going to elaborate too much. Parents will understand what we're trying to say. Guys will understand what we're trying to say. The sisters will understand what we're trying to say. Today we have a problem, don't we? We have a problem with DMing, direct messaging. Everyone has a phone. Everyone has social media accounts. You can DM and directly speak to someone privately, whoever you want. Ask them for pictures, ask them for videos, tell them that you're interested in them, and all sorts of exploitation can occur. Teachers and mothers often have to raise this problem. This is a problem within our society, not just our own community. It's a problem, isn't it? Look at what Allah says. Do not make secret arrangements. Don't let yourself be exploited, and don't be the one who's exploiting. Don't make secret arrangements, secret private conversations